They finally made a mistake.
A heartfelt good morning to you too, sir.
Musical wizardry. 3 letters, but it's obviously 2 letters. Oz. The Wizard of Oz.
The Who.
Who?
The Who. They did a rock opera called Tommy. Big number was Pinball Wizard.
The Who?
It's 3 letters.
By the way, what are you teaching my honors program today?
We're looking at the causes of the First World War.
You know anything about the First World War?
Sure, that's the one in black and white.
You know, that kind of remark is exactly what worries me about leaving my students in the hands of a substitute teacher.
Please, Dr. Samuels, I have a hard time handling these compliments. Nice memo.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Junk mail?
Mostly. An invitation to my high school reunion.
You going?
It's next weekend, I don't know.
High school reunions are about envy, regret, how much weight you've gained, and how much hair you've lost. Don't go.
You've convinced me. Good morning.
Good morning.
We all have a great weekend?
As a matter of fact, I had a very interesting weekend. This incredible thing happened at my Calculus Club Awards banquet.
Don't tell me. You all broke your glasses and there wasn't enough tape to go around.
I spent the weekend making up palindromes.
Palindromes.
It's a sentence that spells out exactly the same backwards or forwards.
Like, Madam, I Madam.
Well, that's kind of a boring one. If we had a contest, I could kick your tub. That's butt backwards.
But Janice, nobody cares.
Thank you, Janice. I did grade your papers on trouble spots in the world where a war could start. And you're getting better. You're still a little long on facts and a little short on imagination.
Mr. Moore, I don't have an imagination. I'm still having trouble with reality.
There is one paper, though, that I'd like you to listen to, okay? The walls are dirty gray, like snow on New York streets. But it's hot and sticky. And there's a sign among the advertisements warning everyone that this is chain-snatching season. A well-dressed woman sees the sign and casually drops her gold necklace inside her blouse. No one smiles. No one ever smiles here. In this civilized war zone, the New York subway, a smile is a sign of vulnerability. Anybody guess who wrote this?
Well, we know it wasn't Mayor Koch.
It was Eric.
Well, you're not going to count that as an assignment, are you?
Well, why not?
Is that fair? I wrote 50 pages on Central America, and all Eric did was ride the subway.
I studied maps of the Middle East. I memorized the 36 warring factions in Lebanon. I even spent 4 hours at a falafel stand. Only 4 hours? What, do you want to diet?
God, if he gets an A, that is so sick.
Don't worry. They won't let him get away with that in college.
Hey, Mr. Moore, do me a favor, okay? Do everybody a favor. Give me an F.
Well, that's interesting work, Eric.
So what?
Don't get mad, Eric. We didn't mean...
I'm not mad. Really, just get on with it. It's no big deal.
Well, let's get on to one of my favorite subjects, World War I.
Not necessary. We know all about it.
Oh, really? Did you know that it was started by one bad driver?
Oh, Mr. Moore, could I talk to you for a minute, please?
Sure. Start the war without me.
Look, I'm afraid you're not going to your reunion because of what I said. Just because mine was horrible, you might really like yours. So here, I pulled your invitation out of the waste paper basket. Just promise me that you won't not go because of me.
No, I promise you I won't not go because of me. Yes.
Good.
All right. Where were we?
We were watching you and the assistant principal making goo-goo eyes.
Miss Mira was delivering an invitation to my high school reunion, okay? It's no big deal.
It is a big deal. It's a very big deal. What are you going to wear?
I'm not going.
Not going? I think a reunion with your high school friends would be a beautiful experience.
Hey, Simone, you want a beautiful experience?
No, thanks.
Come on, Mr. Moore. Level with me. You're nervous about going, right?
No, I'm not nervous about going. It's just that it's about success. People don't get friendly at reunions. They get revenge. It's trial by memory. Besides, it's in Weiser, Idaho.
Mr. Moore, you have to relax, okay? I mean, you'd have to be a total flop in New York for people in Idaho to think that you're a loser.
Can we stop using words like flop and loser?
How about weenie?
Mr. Moore, are you going to come to our 20th reunion?
I would pay money to see that. If this class, 20 years from now?
No problem. I mean, we can do that right now.
You really want to do this? 20 years later.
I don't believe this. Same old room, same old desk, same old chalk.
Same old teacher.
He didn't age well. No, he did not age well at all.
Couldn't make it on the outside, huh, Mr. Moore?
Alan, is that you? Bald. You've all changed a great deal, with the exception, of course, of Dennis. Who could forget the silhouette of the century?
Oh, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, listen to me. I'm 38 years old. Mind if I call you Chuck?
No, Den. So how's your life been?
Well, Caltech, Livermore, secret weapons. I cracked. I had the old breakdown. I hit bottom. One night, I got so desperate for a Slurpee, I held up a 7-Eleven. But by some miracle, this little woman, Maria, was the cashier. We got married, had some kids. I had a heart attack, lost 50 pounds 6 times, but hey! I wouldn't trade a minute of it. Right, hon?
I would rather drink Diet Cola through my nose than be married to you.
So what really happened?
I became a hit lady for the mob, and then I married a hitman, and then we ended up having contracts on each other.
Come on, Marie, that's a plot of a movie. Preetzi's Honor.
Look, I told you I didn't have an imagination, okay?
Alan?
Oh, come on, don't you read the papers? I'm senator. It's great to be young and rich and powerful.
What about light?
Janice, all grown up. You're so tall.
I got my PhD at 15. And then I got a job memorizing the entire New York Public Library in case of fire. And I wrote a novel that was one giant palindrome from beginning to end and back.
And then?
And then my head exploded.
I guess no one even recognizes me.
Arvid, is that you?
You were right, Mr. Moore. I did win the Nobel Prize. And I was president of MIT, but I kept up the old accordion lessons, and I made a recording, and by a quirk of fate, it was a hit.
What about you, Darlene?
I'm the host of Good Morning America.
Simone?
I'm living with Woody Allen.
Woody Allen is over 70, man.
Well, he's still sexy.
Your turn, Eric.
Right.
Come on, everybody else did it.
So?
It's just a game. Nobody's gonna hold you to it. Look, just dream about what you think you want your life to be. Who you think you might become. It's fun to play with possibilities.
Yeah, well, you have fun. I'm splitting, man. Later.
Once every 20 years with Eric is a lot.
Hurry up, kids. They're running out of the meatloaf.
Well, you think about it?
About what?
Oh, Mr. Moore has a high school reunion coming up.
Really? I love reunions. I went to Canarsie. We had 3. Every one of them was a blast.
Don't you feel insecure?
Let me tell you something. When I walk into one of those things, I get attention. I get respect from doctors, lawyers, politicians. Know why?
No. Why?
Because no matter how powerful or rich they get, everybody's still afraid of the principal.
Listen, where do I find a place called Izzy's?
You go to Izzy's?
You got a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a result of hours at George's, my high school hangout back in Idaho. It's an interesting game, pinball. Requires skill, chance. You hit it too hard, tilt.
By any chance, is there like a lesson in life here?
Eric, you think I would be eating this food if I wasn't pushing a lesson in life?
Okay, I'm sorry I ran out of your class.
It was an interesting paper. Why'd you throw it in the trash?
I didn't want the Pulitzer Prize, man. I just wanted to show them. Forget it.
Show them what?
That I could do that stuff if I want to. Didn't you love the way it freaked everybody out?
Why are you in the honors program anyway?
I ain't got no choice. They found out I'm smart. Now I'm like an academic prisoner of war.
You're a big boy. If you hate it that much, you could always escape.
I would get the beating of my life.
Father?
My mother. She's the dreamer in the family.
So she thinks you have a future, right?
Yeah, she thinks I'm like everybody else in the class. But I'm not. I mean, they know they're gonna make it. Me, I'm looking at being best read guy at Izzy's.
Is that what you want?
It doesn't matter what I want, that's just the way it is.
You may not get exactly what you want, but if you stay open to the possibilities, something may come along that you like. But dreams change, but that needn't keep you from having them.
Yeah, well, I guess your dreams got run over by a truck, huh? And since you're not going to your reunion.
Well, it's true. I didn't come to New York to be a substitute teacher. I thought I was the Orson Welles of Weiser, Idaho. I wrote, I directed, and I starred in my senior musical. I called it Goodbye, Weiser. Hello, Broadway.
So you didn't make it to Broadway?
No, but I still direct a little theater off Broadway.
How far off?
Newark.
Hey, Mr. Moore, you know, we got a lot in common. I don't want to deal with my future, and you don't want to deal with your past.
Tilt. How could the way one man drove a car help start First World War? Gonna beg me to tell you, or should I just go ahead on my own?
Mr. Moore, please, just some good, solid facts that I can write down, okay?
Okay, Alan. June 1914, Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke of Austria, is visiting what is now known as Yugoslavia. Now, here's the fun part. On the parade route, there are waiting 7 assassins, sort of unofficial greeters with potentially bad news. Now, the first 5 mess up completely. Some of them can't shoot, some others blow up the wrong car. Now, by now, the Archduke is getting a little suspicious. So he decides to change the route. Nobody bothers to tell the driver. And in the confusion, this guy stops right in front of the final assassins. The Archduke is shot. Austria blames Yugoslavia. Everybody chooses up sides, and World War I. So what are we saying here?
We're saying that the Duke's driver was one dumb wuss.
No. We're saying that the biggest mistake that history students make is leaving out the element of chance. It's what makes life interesting.
Mr. Moore, I have a horrible feeling this has something to do with our little talk.
All right, since you brought it up.
I didn't bring it up, you snuck it in.
Well, Franz Ferdinand thought that he was headed in the right direction. Obviously, he was wrong. You never know. It's full of surprises out there.
Mr. Moore, do me a favor. Ask anybody in this room who is the least likely to succeed.
Eric! Janice, he didn't ask.
He was going to.
I think you guys ought to have another reunion.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore, some of us would like to get an education.
This could be very educational and different.
How?
Well, this time, instead of telling us who you are, the others tell you. Jawaharlal, go outside. Come back in. See, it's the same class 20 years later, only we tell him who he is.
Hello. Who am I?
Don't even talk to me. The wife and I are furious at you.
Okay, Dennis, we got a divorce.
Like I said, the wife and I don't like hanging around with a guy who owns porno theaters.
I thought that I was a doctor.
That's what makes it so painful. We had such high hopes for you.
Good. Okay, it's your turn.
Right, World War I, we got Germany.
Eric. Outside.
Why should I do this?
Find out.
Hey, everybody, it's me, your old buddy, Eric. I guess y'all know what I'm doing now, huh? Right, nothing. Well, you know, it wasn't a total loss, because my old gum is still here. It's really great sharing the memories with you. Mr. Moore, always a pleasure.
Eric, remember back in high school when you wrote that paper about people on the subway? Well, I wouldn't admit it then, but I thought it was really good.
Right.
It was. I mean, even though you shortcut the assignment, it was good.
I was real excited when I saw your book.
My book? Please, give me a break, okay?
I bought it. I loved it. I even made my kids read it, Eric.
Our kids, right, hon?
Wrong.
You know, you never thought you'd make it, but look at you. You're fulfilled. We all have important jobs and we make big money, but are we happy?
Not me. I'm miserable. I've married and divorced every woman in this class. Except Janice.
Don't even think about it.
No, I'm very proud of you, Eric.
Simone, it's me.
I know.
I don't know how many of you read my column. Can't believe I'm doing this. Right, I've got a column. It's in the Voice. Anyway, my column was about when you're young and you don't see any future, sometimes somebody could come along and make you see that there can be one. And you may not succeed. But hey, why not let it be a surprise, huh?
I read that column. It won an award.
You did? Sure, why not? And you know who that someone was? The pinball wizard here. That old geezer from Weezer. Mr. Charlie Moore.
Thank you very much. When I first began teaching here, nigh on 20 years ago, the salary was $18,000 a year. Now, with the bonuses and overtime, I clear $1.4 million. But you know, the strange thing is, just when teachers are finally being paid what they're worth, I'm too old to enjoy it.
So, what are we saying here, Eric?
I'm saying in the past I had a problem with my future. Now I got a problem with the present. I'm still stuck in here with these Gumbies. So what are you saying, Mr. Moore?
I guess I'm saying, Weezer, Idaho, here I come. Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
So, how was the reunion?
Wait, you're not going to believe this, but I was the only one who showed up. No one else had the guts.
That is one unsuccessful graduating class.
Just kidding. They were all there. We were talking about Georgie Pelch's arson trial, and the soda pop cooler broke down at the post office. A recent epidemic of a lawn grass fungus had the whole town very worried. But the event was very successful.
Okay, how many people think he lied about his career in theater? Can we have a show of hands?
Okay, I fudged a little. I moved my off-Broadway theater uptown a couple of offs. So who's gonna check?